Numerous plants are coming in to the United States from Canada, also Japan, South Korea, and Germany.
Why are you so focused on doing things like this towards America's allies instead of doing things that...
Well, they haven't treated us well. The Canadian officials have treated us very badly. They're nasty people. They charge our farmers 400% tariffs. They've been doing it for a long time. And I had them figured out in my first term, and I did some pretty strong things and had it getting pretty good. And then the election was rigged, and now I'm coming back and doing it the way it, and finishing the job.
I don't respond to a dictator like President Trump, a bully like President Trump.
People oftentimes, they'll ask me, who's the worst to deal with on trade? And I said, that's easy, Canada. They are the worst to trade, and they feel entitled, and just we can't have that.
Why not sanction Chinese banks, though, who are doing business?
Well, who said I'm not? You said, why not? I mean, who said I'm not? You don't know if I'm doing it. Well, I don't have to announce everything, do I?
We've been under dollar for dollar.
Everyone, thank you.
My job is to fight for Canada. My job is to fight for Canadians. My job is to fight for Canadian business, to fight for Canadian industry.
The only people sipping champagne right now are competitors from Asia and the EU. This is not a trade war that Canada has sought, and frankly, we're bewildered why the president is engaging this economic aggression against Canada. It will only be a benefit to our competitors. Let's not create this North American disadvantage.
Thank you. Changing the name of Lake Ontario, effective immediately, to Lake America. That's going to take place right now as I sign the order. And we filed all the necessary papers.
This is a lake that has most of its volume in the United States. The deepest parts of the lake sit in United States territory, so this will reflect that this is an American lake.
Lake Ontario. So Lake Ontario. So now we have a lake, and now we have a gulf.
We're on the edge of Lake Ontario, but we're also known as the head of the lake. So if Hamilton's the head of the lake, does that make me the head of America? If I was the head of America or the mayor of America, I'd drop the tariffs right now and get people back to work.
When like a rock band is really over the hill and you see them like in a casino playing some song from like 50 years ago, I think that's the part of Donald Trump's presidency we're at now. Like he had a real hit, a real golden oldie with the Gulf of Mexico, and he's trying to bring back that. But I think everybody here thinks it's a little sad.
The only person who's going to have a trouble with what to call it is your president. The whole notion is a bit preposterous, and just like if our prime minister wanted to rename the Mississippi, you'd probably get a chuckload of it.
We'll always call it Lake Ontario. Period.
Lake of America was something I've been thinking about for a long time, actually. Took something called the Gulf of Mexico, we changed it, and now it's very routinely the Gulf of America. We have a Gulf and we have a lake. Now all we need is an ocean. So maybe we'll have to change the name of the Atlantic and or the Pacific. Maybe we'll change them both.
What message are you sending to Canada with this move today, and why was it such an important thing for
Well,
you to do?
it's an interesting question. No message. Canada's been ripping us off for a long time on trade, very sadly. Even the military, we defend Canada for nothing. We don't get anything. They don't pay us to defend Canada, but we defend Canada.
I assume a lot of...
Yes, Monday night, some of you are coming with us. I assume they can
Over a year, Canada has worked intensively.
are thrilled.
And what happened was that Canada walked away. We had a deal. We shook hands. The president announced it, right? Everybody was positive. They wanted to walk away. This is politics only. These are elections in October. So he's making this a political thing for Canada. We're just being used by them, right? That's what happened. That's why it ended. It didn't happen for math. The math was sensational. The words medium and heavy duty trucks were raised in these trade negotiations at Friday at 4 o'clock. Never. These were things they put in order to make it end. Oh, I'll do the deal with you only if you wear green. But I'm not wearing green. You say, oh, sorry, it's not going to work out. It was nonsense.
The Trump administration argues we're actually worried about our small businesses.
We can't let the whole Canadian thing that's been going on for decades. So we're going to be doing tariffs on their cars that are coming in at a substantial level because we want to make the cars here.
Will you punish Putin or Russia if they continue
Well, it
to do
depends.
business
It depends.
with
So
us?
far, I think Russia's behaved quite well having to do with the Strait of Hormuz. And you have to understand, for everything they do, we do also. You know, somebody was saying about China, what about China? We hear they're spying. We spy on them too. That's the way it goes.
We're looking at this on a kind of reasonable sort of cost-benefit basis, saying, look, we've got huge momentum on the continent, enormous defense spending increases. That's exactly what we want to see from our allies. It's what we're looking for from Japan. It's what we're looking for from Canada.
They want to be treated like a state, but they're not a state. We lose on average over the last 15 years $60 billion a year carrying candidates, so we just can't do it anymore. I don't think their representatives do an appropriate job. Maybe they'll change. I really don't know. I mean, it doesn't make much difference.